practice for all levels. I like to make yoga accessible for everybody. It's not just about peak poses and headstands. So these are today things we can do while we're in child's pose. So really quite interesting. Some different variations of child's pose that I'd like to share, and then obviously followed by a nice meditation sequence. So let's go over to the mat. First thing with the child's pose, and again, I always go over comfort issues and knees and ankles in every beginning of every class. And I just think it's really important people know ways to get around perhaps any barriers or discomforts. So if you triple the mat over like this, see I'm just folding it here? You can put the knees there. That's a really good support for child's pose in case this posture bothers you a little bit on the knees. And you can even do a double roll that way. You can do one here for the knees, and then just a little bit further, marking out the distance. You can do one for the ankles as well. And so you got double support and like a triple layer of yoga mat between the knees and the tops of the ankles. So just some options there to make the child's pose accessible and enjoyable for everybody. And so I'll move the camera back a little bit, make sure we don't lose any of the positioning or the technique here on the camera. And so we'll begin. First movement, we'll use a block. A lot of times when people are doing child's pose, they don't get their head all the way to the mat. So I use a yoga block, and that's quite useful because it gets contact, it gives grounding. You don't have your head floating in the air. So we'll do the first child's pose just normal standard style, reaching up in the air, high as you can, and then just let yourself gently go forward. The arms out in front. Remember, seated completely on the heels. And then whether you get to the mat, fine, that's great. If you're not, just use this yoga brick or a cushion to gently position the forehead. Stay here for some breaths and just feel the benefit of the shoulders and top of the back opening here with this position. And now inhale, coming back up. Remove the block to one side. Place it if you need it. I'm going to do that all this time without the block. This time we're doing a child's pose for the shoulders. So reaching the shoulders back, lacing the fingers together. Now you can go two ways with this one. You can either lift the hands up off your back as you're going down or keep them there, depending on your openness and feeling in the shoulders there. Use your own self-awareness and judgment. Take a deep inhale and exhale. Just letting yourself go forward. Again, use the brick if you need it for the forehead. If not, just get the forehead to the floor, lifting those hands up to wherever you're comfortable, what I call a sustainable spot where you can maintain a yogic smile and you still feel like you're getting something out of the activation in the area that's getting attention. So if you want to go a little deeper here, just do it on the exhale with what I call gentle insistence, maybe raising those arms up a little bit higher. Stay here for a couple breaths. And inhale. Lift the head just a little bit. Lower the hands first. Down to the back. Disengage. Put the hands out in front of you. And then continue lifting with another inhale. Don't want to get dizzy. Coming in and out of these postures is always good to be careful. Now the next one's really very, in my opinion, not so common. But it's really good for the digestive system. Now again, go with your comfort level where you can be with this one. I would definitely suggest if it's your first time, probably try it with the bricks, the brick for the forehead, because you might not go down this far. What we're going to do is put our fist just here in the abdomen, pressing against the abdomen. This activates the digestive system and compressing as we go forward for the child's pose. So deep inhale and exhale. Let yourself go forward. Remember, you have your fist here, tops of the hands and the quads, and the knuckles pressing into the abdomen. Go as far as you can. If you don't quite make it, you need a little bit more height on the brick. It's rather an intense position. You can change the brick, put it like this. So exhale, release, and then just stay here. Now you've got this nice compression on the lower part of the abdomen area, and this is very, very good, very beneficial for the organs in this area. Stay here for a couple breaths. And your next inhale, lifting the head up gently, just a little bit. First, get your hands out underneath and supporting you, and then continue another inhale and coming up. Again, always safe entry and exit these positions. Even this one's on the mat, better for enjoying the practice. Okay, so the next one is actually very simple. It's what I call the child's pose sphinx. So you just here, you'll place the hands in front of you, like you would the sphinx pose, but instead of using the forearms, you just see on the hands, the forearms are on the knees, and you're just raising up the glutes and lifting the chin. So you're coming up off the ankles here, getting a nice arch in the back, and this is, maybe you can call it a baby sphinx or a child's pose sphinx. But from child's pose here, you can just transition right into this one, and you get a nice back opening. So stay here for a couple breaths. Remember, chin up, deep belly breathing through the nose, the inhale and the exhale. Calm face, and just enjoy the moment. You also notice that this one you get some activation on the wrists as well. And now exhale, release, coming back to sitting. Take a moment, recalibrate. Hands on the knees, shoulders back, eyes closed. Just take a deep breath here. Prepare yourself. We're going to go for a child's pose inversion. So I like to call this one the baby dolphin or the child's pose dolphin. It'll be on the crown of the head, and again, not changing position here on the mat that much, but taking advantage and creating sort of a progressive beginning for doing headstands. So your hands go back, you have them on your calves here, thumbs are facing out, and you want to just land gently the top of the crown of the head in front of you, and then lift up off the heels, the glutes, placing the pressure or the force here on the top of the head. This way you get used to the compression and the inversion of the headstand before going full throttle on it. So very useful position. It's not useful as a microphone. Anyway, so extend into this. You can go as far as you like. Again, the chin is tucking in on the chest. And just stay there for a while. Again, with a calm breath, if at any moment you have discomfort, come out of it or reduce the angle going on to the top of the head here. And again, very gently coming out of this, sitting back first on the heels. Cover the breath, put the hands with palms facing up behind you. Stay here for a couple breaths. And now when you're ready, bring the hands in front, gently lifting up, head. Again with the inhale, and back to center. Okay, so that was some variations of child's pose. It can be beneficial and get to some different areas of the body. without really changing position while you're on the mat. So hopefully that was a nice share. And now we'll go over to the meditation part of the sequence here. So what I like to do, especially when it's a later hour in the morning, is a little bit of reset for the head, for the mind. So the Bumblebee is very effective for this. If you've had a lot of phone calls between WhatsApps and emails, before you get to the mat, this is a nice practice. So we're going to do 3 long hums, back of the throat. Earlobes are covered with the thumbs, just enough so we don't hear anything around us, but not causing any discomfort, and the fingers on top. So join me if you will, and we'll do 3 long hums. Remember, keep the teeth separated so they don't reverberate, and Bumblebee. Okay, release the hands. And remember, the seating position here is important. We'll be here for at least a while, as long as you like, as it were. So again, you may want to choose to sit on a brick and have 2 cushions, 1 on each side. This creates stability without any effort or force on the knees or the hips. Could be an interesting position here. Or my favorite, if you're okay with the knees, but you want just a little bit more support at the base, the gracious pose is quite nice. So it's like the Thunderbolt, where I just was a moment ago. Big toes remain touching, and you just separate the knees and sliding a block in here like a bicycle seat. You get a very nice, stable stance this way. So you choose the stance you want. We'll be here for some time. And now from here, we'll do the swooning breath today. This is, again, a nice one at this hour to just sort of clear the mind before you go into a deeper meditative state. So it works very simply, just raising the head with the inhale, retention of breath for 5 or 10 ohms, it doesn't matter, just to make the transition change mark, and then come back down with the exhale, and then again, no retention on the exhale, then just come back up again on the inhale. So let's do this 10 rounds. Again, this is a swooning breath, and if you feel a little bit dizzy or it's not quite sitting right, we'll just return to a normal breath, and we head in the center, deep belly breathing, and we'll recommence from there. So everybody at your own pace, and we'll begin now with just 10 rounds here of the swooning breath. Okay, and as a continuation, I think it'd be nice to do the what I call the complete body scan or the Vyani Mudra. So with the fingers together, tops of the hands on top of the knees, and with this one, more or less the same movement, but just with the eyes inside the head with the eyes closed. So raising up, inhale, and then looking down through the crust of the earth almost, if you like, for visualization with the exhale. And just 10 rounds here at your own pace and begin. And now gently opening our eyes. If you're using a brick or cushion, just remove them. And feel free to join me here in Shavasana. Now in this Shavasana, you can normally have the palms facing up. I like to place the mudra palms facing down, go a little bit deeper, almost nidra style after meditation. So feel free to try the variation. And again, just shoulders flat, eyes closed, deep breath. Find your position here on the mat. And just continue with the calm. And now carry on if you like, or feel free to now activate your fingers and toes a little bit. Lifting yourself to one side, using the two hands as a pillow. Recalibrate it here for a moment. A couple breaths. And then using the arms to push yourself up on one side. We'll come seated, cross-legged. That's our heart. Namaste. Thank you very much for joining. And I look forward to seeing you again. I'll be putting up more class sequences on the calendar shortly. And if you haven't already, please subscribe and have a great day.